I'm going to show you how to make my favorite breakfast or lunch that I've been having almost every single day this past couple weeks because it is so good recipe. And then afterwards I will have a brief commentary on granola and whether or not it's healthy because there is granola in here. And I'm going to talk a little bit about why I use certain proportions of different foods in here. So if you want to stay tuned for that after the recipe, go ahead. So here are the ingredients. Okay, so I've got strawberries. I prepare my fresh foods first. So I have strawberries and bananas package. And I eat almost a pound of strawberries every day in this fruit salad. So I'll use about a quarter to a third of strawberries out of this every day for like 3 to 4 days in a row. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to wash all these in the colander. I'm going to cut off the green tops. Oh, there's a leaf. And I'm going to chop these up a little bit. I don't make them real small, but I do chop them a little bit. And then after that, I start putting in, if I have another type of fruit, usually I put 3 types of fruit. Strawberries, bananas are kind of my base, but then I might add like a mango or maybe blackberries or something like that. But I'm running low on fruit, so I'm going to put raisins instead. This will be the first time I've used raisins, but I bet it'll be good. And then my dry ingredients, I have Bob's Red Mill granola. It's just their regular plain granola, chia seeds, and cinnamon. So let me go ahead and wash these strawberries. So here are the strawberries. They've been washed, and then I cut them into different shapes and sizes. And then then you have to question, am I going to use 1 banana, 2 bananas? How many bananas am I going to use? Well, here's what I do. If my strawberries are not very sweet, I'm probably going to use 2 bananas to help kind of sweeten this up. If I'm really hungry, I tend to use 2 bananas instead of 1. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. And so I'm going to put in 2 bananas. So I'm going to put in the bananas, and after that I'm going to put in my dry ingredients, and I will show you what I put in. Okay, so as you can see, I have mostly strawberries with some banana in here. Man, that's dark. So after I have my fruit in here, and again, I may put in another type of fruit. Today I'm going to put in some golden raisins. Oops. It's approximately a quarter cup. And then I'm going to put in some granola. Okay. And then I've got chia seeds. Any brand will work, anything, any chia seeds is a chia seed, okay? Just put in your chia seeds. So I put in about a tablespoon. Get your omega-3 fatty acids right here. So that's probably about a tablespoon right there. Okay, and then the very last thing I put in is the cinnamon. Again, any brand, any kind that you want to use, put it in. And I never measure this, but I do a dash, and a third dash. And it's not a ton, but it's not just a tiny bit either. So that's what we look like inside. I'm going to mix it now. The chia seeds that are in here, they're those little black seeds. Those are going to become jelly-like. So the black seed part is going to stay intact, but it's going to kind of form this gel all the way around it. But otherwise, chia seeds are full of fiber. They've got a little bit of fat, A little bit of carb, a little bit of protein, but they're mainly just fiber, and they've got those omega-3 fatty acids, which we all are trying to get in our diet, right? So this is delicious. I'm gonna go eat it. Hey, so now that we've made this wonderful fruit salad or fruity crunch, whatever you want to call it, it's so good. I love having this every morning. You know, it's mostly raw with the fruit, but then we've got some granola in there that makes it kind of crunchy, kind of chewy, and it's a good combination. It's so good. So let's talk about, first I'm going to talk about the portions of food I have in here. So if you'll notice, this is mostly strawberries. And I do that because strawberries are so high in micronutrients, which is what I talked about a little earlier in the video. But they really are. They're full of vitamins, minerals, everything you could possibly want. You know what I mean? They've got them. And they're going to be lower in calories. And I actually don't count calories, but I'm actually going to mention calories quite a bit in this video, and I'll explain that why later. But the strawberries have less calories than the bananas, so I put in a ton of strawberries. That's just what I do. And then, as you notice, I only put in 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. That's because that's all you need. When you're on, Joel Fuhrman recommends just a tablespoon of chia seeds per day. If you're going to eat chia seeds, you don't have to eat them if you don't want to. And yeah, and then there's a little bit of cinnamon just for flavor. But I want to talk about granola now. Most people think of granola as being this really high fat, high calorie, high carbohydrate food that's going to put a lot of weight on you. I mean, that's always what I kind of thought. I used to eat granola years ago for breakfast, and then I stopped doing it because, you know, I read somewhere that it is really high calorie and puts weight on you. So okay, so that is totally true. A lot of the brands are really high in fat, so they're going to be really high in calories. So I've found a couple different brands that they're not too bad on the calories, and so yeah, I'm just going to show you what I found. So I found that this is the best bet. Now I don't know where you personally live. You may be able to find something better than Bob's Red Mill, just their original natural granola. Okay, so there's no like they don't put any dried fruit in here. They don't put any nuts and seeds. It's just granola. And for the ingredients, we have whole grain oats, cane sugar. So yes, they do add sugar to this. Brown rice puffs, whole grain brown rice flour is what that's made out of. Mixed fruit blend concentrate. So pineapple, pear, and peach. I assume that is to sweeten it further. Oat flour, pure vanilla extract, and vitamin E. So some of the ingredients in here are kind of, iffy, but I find that these are so much lower in calories than most of the other granolas you're going to find. And what I do when I pick out granola is I look at the calories first and the serving size. Now, do I count calories? No, heck no. What? How boring, and how that just teaches you to be so obsessive about your food. And I don't like to be obsessive about my food, so I never count calories. And, I lost almost 70 pounds without counting calories. In the beginning, when I first started on Eat to Live, I was counting calories just because I was curious, and then I stopped when I realized I didn't need to do that. I just needed to eat the healthy food. So, but when I'm picking out granola, I always look at the calories and then the serving size, because what has a lot of calories? Well, carbohydrates have calories, fat has a lot of calories, protein has a lot of calories. Why is that? Because those are the 3 macronutrients: carbs, fat, and proteins. So that is the second thing I'm going to look for. First, I'm going to look for, okay, how much calories are in here? There's 170 calories in half a cup of dry granola. That's what it says. That's the first thing I do is I look, okay, there's 170 calories in half a cup. Okay, that's good to know. Then I'll look at something like this brand right here, Open Nature. This is another brand that I bought. It's kind of the second best option that I've found. And this one has 140 calories less. This was 170. But this has 140 calories in a quarter cup. So then what I do is, okay, this is measuring a quarter cup, this is measuring half a cup. So if this is 140 in a quarter cup, then this is, okay, what's half of 170? So this is, I believe, I'm not good at math, you guys, but I think this is 85 calories in a quarter cup. So 85 calories in a quarter cup or 140 calories in a quarter cup. This has less calories. So then what I do next is I look at the fat. So in a quarter cup, this has 4.5 grams of fat. Let's see, a quarter cup, this has 1 gram of fat. 1 gram of fat or 4.5 grams of fat. Now, this is obviously going to be the lower fat option. It's probably going to have less filler and added ingredients in there as well, just because it's got less calories and less fat. We can probably bet that it's going to be slightly healthier too with less processed ingredients. And I'm going to read the ingredients of this one. So, whole rolled oats, milled cane sugar, rice flour, dried cranberries, which of course have sugar and sunflower oil, whole oat flour, expeller pressed vegetable oil. So they do add oil to this, which is why it has higher fat content. Pecans, molasses, almonds, honey, natural flavor, which is fake, salt, barley, malt syrup. So they've added a ton of different sugars in here, a ton of different fats, and then they've got almonds and pecans, which I think is fine. It's going to drive up the fat content, but when you've got fat in the form of nuts and seeds, it's so much healthier than fat in the form of oils and butters and stuff like that. So this is the better option. But you know what? If you can't find this, I have found, if you don't have Bob's Red Mill at your grocery store, I have found that this brand is typically the lowest calorie granola if you don't have Bob's Red Mill with their original flavor, because they do have other flavors that are higher in calories and fat. So basically, I can only use a quarter cup of this. I would not use a half of a cup because I like to get the bulk of my calories, or not my calories, the bulk of my nutrients from lower calorically dense foods. And that's kind of the trick to losing weight ongoing, you know. And so I use a quarter cup of this. That's why when you see my salad, it looks like mostly fruit with a bunch of speckles on it. I'm not using a ton, okay? So I'm using a quarter cup of this, so I'm getting the 85 calories, I believe I said, from this. But if I use this, I'm going to use a quarter cup, so I'm going to get 140 calories. So that's quite a bit more calories. But, you know, I realize that's what's going to happen when I do it. So anyway, you're just going to have a little more calories in there, and a little more ingredients. I put more ingredients in here. So you will come across granolas that have like almost 300 calories in a quarter cup. I mean, it's ridiculous. Some of them are just really high in the macronutrients, which typically means they're going to be a little bit lower in the micronutrients, and we want the micronutrients, not the macronutrients, for health. So anyway, that's the philosophy that I go by, being that I am really into the eat to live lifestyle. So anyway, thanks for watching. See you later.